lot of money to pay for a nobody.
Perhaps he's not a nobody all the time.
Could be he's getting nervous in his old age. People get nervous. They tend to talk a lot. Sometimes to the wrong ears.
Like the boys in blue?
Yeah, could be. The client's been pretty cagey about it, apparently.
Got any idea who that is?
The client? All I know is his money's good. That we don't know anyway. No leads forward, no leads back. Yeah.
Hang on. Is that him?
Yeah, that's him. With company. Both of them?
No way. Maybe out of the back door before his mate knows what time it is. You going for the headshot?
Right.
Let them get past us first.
If you count me down, we'll get them together.
On 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wolfe! Peter Wolfe!
So who the hell was that?
Not a friend. The way he took off.
Dodgy. Could be the law. Don't worry. These people are keeping tabs on him. They'll let us know where he flops. Drink.
Yeah.
It's Nick Lewis.
Morning.
Oh, morning.
Do you drink as well?
Yeah, I'll have a half, please. Not very busy.
No, it's always quiet midweek. Till about 12:30.
Oh, I could have sworn I saw a couple of fellas coming just before me.
In here? No. You're the first. 20p, please.
You got another bar?
No, this is the only one. Thanks.
Oh, I must have been mistaken. Cheers. The first time I've been in here.
Yeah, it's a grand little house. Quieter than most.
Oh, that's nice. Mate of mine gets in here sometimes. A fella called Pete Wolfe. You probably know him.
Pete Wolfe? No, can't say I do.
Well, Pete or Peter.
Oh, Peter Harrison, I know. What's your mate look like?
The game used to be good. Not now.
Tom.
Sid Harvey did the sensible thing. He did the knowledge in his spare time.
Yeah. Tom.
Hey, Bob,
What?
do you see what I see?
See what?
Up there.
Do you reckon?
So why take it on his toes? All I wanted to do was give him back his own property.
It wasn't bent stuff, though.
No, it was his own gear. Somebody in the stores mixed it up with some stolen leather gear we were holding.
So what he lost?
That crocodile handbag. He bought it for his missus.
Oh, the one Harry found.
Yeah, but we mislaid it while Wolfe was doing time in Chelmsford. Now he doesn't want it back.
Perhaps he was working when you spotted him, boss. According to this, he keeps pretty busy. Hey, how come he only pulled 2 years for his last job, that robbery with? Ah, one of those.
Well, he was never one of mine, but he passed on a lot of good information in his time.
But he's still a worker.
Well, we don't pay snatch enough to live on, you know. And if Pete Wolfe does come looking for his crocodile handbag, let me know before you dish it out to him. I don't like people avoiding me in the street.
Suppose it bolsters up your inferiority complex, eh,
With
boss?
you around, who needs it? Did you get a recent address on Wolfe?
I did, yes. The minute before they blanked out his name at criminal records.
Blanked it.
Normal procedure, I imagine. Dead criminals don't interest CRO.
What do you mean, dead?
They pulled his body out of the river at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Well, I saw him just after 11.
I should keep that to myself, Nick. If he chapped himself in, you might get accused of harassment.
Harassment? I was just trying to give him his own gear back.
Perhaps he wasn't to know that, boss.
And perhaps he didn't chuck himself in either. Listen, I know Pete Wolfe. He's not the suicide type.
So if we didn't get to him, who did?
Could have topped himself.
That sort of coincidence doesn't happen often in our game.
Pity.
I don't know. There wouldn't be much job satisfaction if it did. The client's making a few inquiries. He'll be in touch.
He better. The final payment's still outstanding.
Do you think we should take it?
No. I think we should give him back the down payment as well.
It's not sound business practice to accept a fee for a job you haven't done.
Sound business practice. Are you all right?
Of course, we could take the point of view that he topped himself because he heard that we had accepted a contract on him.
You take any damn view you like. Me, I'll take the other half of the fee.
Yes?
John Smith, to see Mr. Pilger.
This is my partner. The client, Brad.
How'd you do, Mr. Smith?
Will you sit down? Would you like a cup of tea?
No.
Scotch?
Yes.
Soda?
Just as it is. Nice and warm in here.
It's very, equable.
So, what's the news, Mr. Smith?
I've been able to contact my principal.
And?
He'd like you to stay available for a few days. If you don't mind, that is.
Stay available.
Yes, just in case Wolfe was in contact with anyone else before he, died.
We told you. There was one fella with him and another one chasing him.
Yes. We'd like to find out who they both were. You see, Wolfe knew a great deal about my principal's business. We'd like to make sure he didn't pass any of that information on before he died.
Staying available costs money, Mr. Smith.
Oh, there's no trouble about the money. As far as we're concerned, Wolfe's death entitles you to it. but I'd like to be able to tell my people that you'll be here in case there's any further work.
We'll be here. I suppose your chap will be better pleased if Wolfe's topped himself.
I'd like it best if he died from natural causes.
Can I help you, sir?
Chief Inspector Lewis. You got a body here.
Oh, one or two.
Peter Wolfe.
Wolfe? Oh, yeah, the drowning.
That's the fella. I'd like to have a look at him, please, just to confirm his identity.
Oh, there's no doubt about who he was, sir. Had the family witnesses in.
Sure, but I still wouldn't mind another look.
Can't be done, I'm afraid, sir.
Why not?
Well, he's busy at present. Got the autopsy team in with him.
Oh, gonna be long?
Well, they've only just started. Your bloke's about number 4 on the list, I think. So there's no rush, is there? Inquest not till Wednesday.
Wednesday.
That's right, sir.
Well, I suppose it'll keep till then. Thank you.
That's all right, sir. Ryan here at the mortuary. Had another bloke taking an interest in Wolfe. Name of Lewis. Nicholas Lewis. Well, according to his warrant card, he's a chief inspector, CID. Yeah.
Yeah?
Steve.
All right.
Very good.
Fags?
Yeah. The client was very pleased.
Oh, yeah?
Death by misadventure.
Come on.
Straight up. Apparently, he had a gut full of booze and missed his footing under a railway bridge. End of Mr. Wolfe.
What the hell was he doing under a railway bridge?
Keeping out of our way. Anyway, why worry? He got himself dead, didn't he?
Coroner, you say you examined the area thoroughly. Were there any other footprints found there? Forensic bloke. I think his name was Bland. No, only those of the deceased. And as I've said, the soles of his shoes are quite distinctive. Coroner, so there's no possibility of any foul play having occurred. In other words, he can't have been pushed in. Forensic bloke, no way. Or words to that effect. Didn't take down anymore, didn't see much point.
Well, I should have gone myself.
Sorry, boss.
No, I'd just like to have seen them giving their evidence. It sounds as if everybody's in complete agreement about it.
That's the way it looked, too.
No, Phil's got to be wrong. Now, at about 11 o'clock, he's running like a 2-year-old through Duke Street Arcade. And 3 hours later, he's fished out of the river 6 miles away. Now, from the time I chased him till the time he was found, he's not only got himself drowned, he's had time to sink at least 2 bottles of red wine as well.
Well, it doesn't take that long if you like this stuff. Did he?
I don't know. I didn't mix with him socially. So it's death by misadventure.
You don't believe it, do you?
Well, pathologists are busy people, Phil. They get a corpse out of the river full of water and no lumps on the head, and they start off with the assumption that he drowned accidentally. And if nothing inside him contradicts that idea, that's the conclusion they hand up to the coroner.
Sounds sensible. So, what would you look for, boss? Vampire bites in his jugular vein?
Or maybe. Have you got a good magnifying glass?
Yeah. Oh, come on, Nick, you're not serious.
Well, of course I'm serious.
Yes, oh yes, Chief Inspector. We get a lot of your fellas down here, you know.
Yes, I know you do. So where is he?
Just a minute, there's been a new bloke in here this week. I can't find half my paperwork. I've seen that name somewhere, you know. Wolfe, did you say?
That's right, Peter Wolfe.
White, is he?
That's right.
We had a blackie brought in this morning, wouldn't we, him?
No.
Don't half muck you about in this job. I come into work last Tuesday. The first thing they said was, get up to Barnet Mortuary for the week, and you beat that.
Well, I suppose you get used to it.
First time that's ever happened. Ah, here we are. Wolfe, you say? Peter Wolfe.
That's the fellow.
Ah, now, that's a shame.
Why?
Gone and beaten you to it. Body's been released into the widow's custody.
Well, when?
Dated yesterday. They'd have been in for it last night, this firm would.
Yeah, well, which firm?
I always know where my blokes have gone by the driver's signature. See? That's old Tom Hayes. He's the driver for that firm in the High Street. Probably find your friend in the chapel arrest there.
Yeah, well, what's the address?
Address?
Good morning, sir. Can I help you?
Mr. Borrett?
That's right. Do sit down.
Thank you.
Is it somebody close to you, sir?
I've just come from the borough mortuary.
Oh, dear. An accidental case.
About a man called Wolfe.
Yes.
Apparently his body was delivered here yesterday, is that right?
Wolfe, you say?
Peter Wolfe.
And may I ask, so you related to the deceased?
I'm a police officer, Mr. Borrett.
I see. And what is it you'd like to know about the deceased?
Well, I'd like to see him.
See him?
Well, is that so unusual?
Well, yeah, I'm afraid it is. And it's not really possible.
Well, why isn't it possible?
Well, you see, the deceased's wife, she's of the Jewish persuasion.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
Seems hasty, I suppose, to us. I'm a Methodist myself.
Look, tell me, please.
Of course, the inquest delayed things for her, but we'd made all the arrangements in advance. Yeah. Being buried this morning, poor Mr. Wolfe is.
The man you saw him with in the street, we haven't been able to find out who that is. We've got a good idea who was in the car that stopped.
Yes. Go on.
A policeman. A CID inspector called Lewis.
I thought he looked like Law.
I hope your principal's not getting any silly ideas about blowing coppers away, Mr. Smith.
This man Lewis, he's been making inquiries about Wolfe for the past month. We can't be sure he didn't catch up with him before he died.
I think he means it, Steve. You seriously expect us to knock off the filth for you, boss? You must be joking.
You'll be very well paid.
Could be done, I suppose. Has your bloke decided on the fee?
That would be the 50% advance.
It's a lot of money.
Great deal. You wouldn't have to work again for some time.
You're on.
Good. I'll let you know his movements as soon as I can.
One thing. The tools.
But sure you're already equipped.
Shot.
If we're going to take this fella out, there's going to be no ballistic evidence leading back to us. We'll need shotguns.
Yes, that can be arranged.
We can't work in here, Steve.
No. And you can tell the gun doctor to take the barrel down to 12 inches.
That close? You see us.
It's the last thing he will see.
What you're short of is a couple of good resurrection men.
What?
Body snatchers. Dead of night in the graveyard when the owl hoots twice. Up with your coffin and onto your coach and pair. Mind you, you'd save yourself a lot of bother by forgetting how Mr. Wolfe, you know. Harry can always lose the handbag again.
Oh, no, he can't. I'll take this back to the widow.
Sort of funeral present, eh? Hello? Feel strong? Yes. It's for you. Commander's office.
Lewis here. Yes, sir, this is Lewis. Yes, sir. 1/2%. Right, sir.
Short and sweet.
Interview with the brass.
Well, what you been doing?
Well, just a chat, he said.
Sounds ominous.
Well, I don't suppose I'll be back before lunch. Let me know how you get on with the widow.
What widow?
Somebody's got to give her property back.
Any joy?
Not been seen for over a week, according to the woman next door.
Well, maybe she's moved.
No.
Why so sure?
I'd look round back. Everything's there.
Why so puzzled?
But if you live there and there's a funeral next door, you would notice it, wouldn't you?
If I was in, yes.
She was in all day. Nobody misses a funeral in the street.
And she didn't see it.
Or maybe there wasn't one. Let's ask.
Where?
The widow. She's got a laundrette in the East End. Mrs. Wolfe, isn't it?
Yes.
I believe this is yours.
Is it? Oh, yes, of course it is. Wherever did you find it?
Did you recognise it then?
Of course I recognise it. It's just... Well, at first I thought it was at home.
It's been now stored on for 3 years, Mrs. Wolfe.
Storing?
Yes, I'm with the police. I work for the prisoner's property office. This was with your husband's belongings.
Oh, it's that one.
Would have got it to you sooner, but with the funeral and everything.
Yes, I understand. Well, thank you.
Would you sign this, please? It's a receipt. Still living at the same address, Mrs. Wolfe?
Yes.
Only my boss was going to come round to the funeral yesterday. He knew your husband, you see.
It was very quiet. Just family, really. But do thank him.
We did phone round a bit, but we couldn't find out which chapel of rest he was in.
No, it was from home. He'd have preferred it that way, Peter would.
Yes, more personal. Well, sorry to have bothered you at a time like this.
Life's got to go on, hasn't it?
Yes. Thank you.
Well?
Mrs. Wolfe tells lies. Let's see if Nick's back.
When we see the car, I'll pull out and you take him through the window.
You might take off. I got the first shot in.
I'll keep pace. What's in that thing?
Filled it. Pump action, 5-shot.
It's only one we're taking, not the mess.
It still gets all 5.
You worried about this job?
No. When it's a copper, I think we make good and sure.
Now, suppose it's possible for you to have a funeral procession leave your house and nobody notices it in a place like a Hampstead Garden suburb where everybody thinks they're going to live forever, but not in that manner.
Well, it's a daft thing for her to lie about.
Is it? Look, say you're right. Say his nibs didn't come to a sticky end by getting boozed up and falling in the water. Say somebody give him a bit of help. We don't know how. Now, the thing about getting the dearly departed weighed off from the undertakers is they usually have the coffin lid closed in those shops. You have him in the front room, they don't screw the lid on until he comes under starter's orders. You can see him, touch him. You even have a look for vampire bat marks, if you get what I mean.
Are you saying she's a candidate for the job?
Why else should she give me that load of codswallop?
Well, it's a nice idea, Phil, if I didn't know better. The commander didn't ask me up to the yard to buy me a pint. Apparently, the serious crime squad have had Wolfe and his missus under surveillance for the past 6 or 7 weeks. And it was me scaring him in the street that mucked it up for him. And he died without giving them what they want. Now, Detective Chief Superintendent Evans would like me reduced to the ranks and give him 50 lashes. Wolfe was going to tell him all he knew about Big George Fordham. And he knew a lot.
But nobody's going to put Big George in
Well,
stir.
according to Evans, Wolfe was. And when I suggested that the opposition may have had him taken care of, got a good laugh.
They must have thought the same when it happened.
Ah, they had the pathologist do everything to Wolfe's body except levitate it, and nothing.
I still think his missus shows a disrespect for the truth.
Yeah, well, you stick with it then. Evans seems to think that my job is to sit behind a desk and pass out goodies to ex-cons. Leave crime to us, was what he said. Come on, I'll give you a lift, Tom.
Car now.
No, it's not his. He's got a Cortina.
That one.
Right.
Come on.
No, he's got company.
I can take both of them.
Only paid for one. Don't worry. We know where he lives.
Phil.
Morning.
Is Nick in?
He's gone somewhere this morning.
Oh. Well, maybe you can help.
Hmm?
Well, it's this signature you got yesterday.
Oh, from the laundrette?
Well, I got this letter on Nick's file from Peter Wolfe. It's from his old lady, asking us what about her beautiful crocodile skin handbag and what a bleeding load of tea leaves we are. The orthography leaves something to be desired, wouldn't you say?
No way is that the same handwriting.
No bleeding way, you mean? So, who's the lady with the washing machines?
Changed his route.
Seen you.
Somewhere else, then. He's heading east.
Looks like it.
We'll stay with him then.
Yes, mate. Just round there on the left.
Bob Gilbert?
Who are you?
Can't you guess?
Yes. I'm Bob Gilbert.
Oh, just to put your mind at rest, I'm inquiring about the fella that you and your oppo pulled out of the river.
We were only with him a minute or two, right? The old bill came real quick.
Hell of a lot of fuss over a wino, if you ask me.
No, he wasn't a wino.
Oh, yes, he was, mate. He may have got some decent clothes on his back, but he was a wino, all right.
Bob reckons he's the fella that used to skip at one of them trucks over there.
Don't reckon I know.
Did you tell him at the inquest?
Wasn't asked.
I don't think so.
Maybe on the way out.
If he leaves on his own.
You two nearly finished here?
More or less.
Yeah. Well, come on, I'll buy you a drink if they're open.
Been open since 5 this morning.
Your friendly neighborhood copper.
Doesn't he ever go anywhere on his own?
Oh, I don't know where she's gone, mate. Had this young bird looking after the place till yesterday. You must have seen her. Toffee-nosed cow. Came round to my place this morning before 8 o'clock. Just give me the keys and told me the missus would be in touch. Ain't seen hide nor hair of her. I know she's had the funeral and all that. But you'd think she'd have the decency to come and see me herself now, wouldn't you?
Oh, be at home, will she?
No.
Oh.
And there's 4 machines what need emptying. Nice way to run a business, isn't it?
Full confession?
Mrs. Wolfe's not been seen on the shop lately. And there's 4 machines need emptying.
Oh, how interesting.
So who's the toffee-nosed cows running the place?
sir. You attended the funeral?
Mr. Barrett, when you collected Mr. Wolfe's corpse from the mortuary, was Mrs. Wolfe with you?
No. No, of course not.
She saw the body here?
Naturally.
Or did she not? You ever seen a photo of Peter Wolfe?
Let's get in the car, Ray.
Well?
The client's worried. It seems Lewis spent 2 hours up the yard yesterday.
There's a copper, isn't he?
He doesn't work there. Our man thinks he's onto him, and he wants him out of the way now.
We know that.
No. Immediately. I told him Lewis is in this place. And it seems Borrett's funeral parlor is where the snouts go when they want something passed on quietly to the law.
In the shop? Just like that?
We've accepted a contract, haven't we?
Your sense of honesty will be the death of me.
I run a strictly honest business, and I suggest you check with your divisional commander before you come here browbeating me.
Well, if you're that straight, why are you so sparing with the information? Tell you what I think, Mr. Barrett. I think you're in with one of the firms. I think you're the fella that runs a nice sideline in getting rid of unwanted bodies. In fact, I think you're in with the sudden death boys. No, I'll phone division.
People here, quick, for God's sake.
Well, with?
My own daft fault, you know. Plenty of photographs over in the house.
Who?
Mrs. Wolfe. I saw them through the back window when I was around there.
So why didn't you realise that this one was a stand-in?
I didn't get a good look at the photos. All right. You try committing faces to memory when you stood one-legged on a flower pot.
Well, there are no photographs of her in the Wolfe file. And even if CRO had got one, I doubt whether they'd let us have it.
No.
If we did have a photograph of the woman, it would hardly help us find her, would it? Are you listening?
Yes.
Sue Maxwell. Hello, Harry. No, he's out somewhere. Does he know? I can't help. No, they can't. We're busy, right? Harry's got 2 chaps in serious crime squadron reception.
What do they want?
Nick.
Friends?
Not from what they've told Harry. Nick's got to contact Superintendent Evans's office as soon as he gets in. And you know how Nick gets on with Evans.
Did hear. Listen, I've got to go out for a minute. I won't be long.
There's no good my asking where you're taking those, I suppose.
People who fit cheap locks on doors deserve all they get.
Where did you spring from?
Well, there's a serious crime squad car out front. I can do without that mob, so I climbed over the back fence.
Oh, look it. They've come to collect you, Nick. They want you down at Evans's office.
Oh, I bet they do.
Are you sure you climbed over the back fence? Not under it?
Why, do I look that bad?
You look as if they've just dug you up.
Yeah, well, that's very apt, but I haven't been in the graveyard, just the anteroom. Is Phil upstairs?
No, he's out.
Well, out where?
Something he wanted to check.
Oh, that's nice. He's got the key to the shower room. I'll have to bust in. Checking what? Encourage them how?
Well, look, if you're right, they killed Wolfe to stop him talking. And then you go around questioning everybody about his death. Well, obviously they're going to want to take care of
They
you.
didn't shoot up that place to get me. It was Borrett they were after. I mean, how would they know I was there?
Followed you.
Look, I was in the veg market till after 11.
So?
So if they were trailing me, they had plenty of opportunities before I went into Borrett's place.
Oh, I'll come back when you're decent, shall I?
Where have you been?
Soon tell you about the ringer in the
Yeah, have
wardrobe.
you found her?
I've not found her. I've got this. Well, borrowed it, like.
Well, I suppose that's the kosher, Mrs. Wolfe.
That's right.
Good. So where is she?
Boss is back.
Has he got my message with him?
Don't worry, she's with him.
Well, that looks very nice if you're interested. Just as long as she's back.
Shall we go on, Mr. Wolfe?
Haven't you got enough for one morning?
We'd like to get as many facts as possible.
Look, it's all going to come out when you get me in the box, isn't it? Unless, of course, you think you'd better get the story before Big George Fordham has me chopped, is that it?
Now, why should Big George have you top, Pete? You're dead already. Have you forgotten?
My office been through while I've been out?
No, sir.
Lewis been pulled in?
Not now.
How are you getting on?
Quite a bit, sir.
The missus is upstairs, Wolf. Have you got everything you want?
Do I look it?
It won't be for much longer. The DPP's nearly ready to act. We'll have Fordham banged up by the weekend.
Perhaps you will. But don't forget, Big George has got a lot of friends.
No briefcase, Mr. Smith?
I don't always carry one.
I'm talking about the other half of our fee.
That was for when Lewis was killed. He wasn't.
He's still standing. After what we put into that shop, give over.
One of our contacts has been on the premises. Borrett's desk was 2-inch oak. They weren't even scratched.
We couldn't stay behind to check. Things were getting a bit busy. So, we've let down a client. First time that's ever happened to us. Have you any idea where Lewis is now?
Well, you're not thinking of going in again, for God's sake.
Even if I have to do it myself, Ray. If the word gets out that we can't deliver, we're out of a job.
Oh.
So where's Lewis?
We've got eyes out in his flat and the place he works from. He'll show.
Just let me know the minute he does.
You'll be going in alone?
No. He won't be doing it on his own.
Thanks. Drink.
Yes, a small scotch. I give my people this number. They'll ring me as soon as they get a line on Lewis.
Changed your mind, Ray?
Had enough noise for one day. I can get rid of this as soon as the job's done.
We're taking a risk.
Aren't we?
Well, I could spend weeks looking for her. And when I do find her, do you think she's going to tell me where Pete Wolfe is? No chance.
But Wolfe's dead.
Well, a lot of people seem to think so. I don't.
Wrong body.
Yeah. They work the changes.
Who are they?
Well, George Fordham has got an awful lot of money and a very big organization.
But what's in it for him?
Look, he presents the coroner with a body with Wolfe's clothes and the pockets full of Wolfe's belongings. Now, he rigs the identification at the mortuary, and he gets the real Mrs. Wolfe out of circulation. So now the man who can put him inside for life has died of natural causes. And our pals in the serious crime squad haven't got a crime to investigate.
Surely they'd have checked his body. They had him under surveillance.
No, they didn't even bother to go down to the mortuary. As soon as they heard the body had been identified, they wrapped the case up. So much for Superintendent Evans, crime buster.
So, where's the real Pete Wolfe?
Well, I could make an educated guess. It's 5:30. Can I borrow your car?
Where's yours?
Well, the last time I saw it, it was in front of a demolished funeral parlour.
I'll drive you if you like.
No, it might be a bit dodgy where I'm going.
So when did I live cautiously?
Safety in numbers, boss.
Look, I just want a quick drink in a pub I know.
So what's dangerous about that?
Look, chum, you're getting the best deal any informant ever had. If we'd have charged you on this last job, it wouldn't have been a forestretch. You'd have been scrubbing cars out for the rest of your life. Now you got money, a new identity and a passport to go with it. You're the luckiest man in the smoke, you know that?
At least you scrub cars out, you're still alive.
With Big George in for keeps, you'll stay alive.
Sir?
Anything else?
No pint for my father, please.
Damn. It's the one in the scarf. He's in my report. He came to the laundrette.
Where's Doherty?
Not due back till 6:30, sir.
What's going on out there?
There's too many people in the pub for you to go upstairs yet.
Well, I'll go out this way, no one will see me.
Unless some lady's powdering her nose in the toilet. Now you hang on for a bit.
Thank you.
You're right about this place. Nice quiet pub. You don't find many of them better nowadays.
It doesn't seem to be doing a lot of trade.
Well, perhaps they make their profits in other ways.
Cheers.
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 So, what do we do now?
We just sit here and enjoy our drinks. And don't look towards the back of the bar. Door marked private has got a little spy lens in it.
And a man with a Tommy gun behind it.
Well, I doubt that. It's too public.
You sound as if you have an efficient team, Mr. Smith.
They found Lewis for you. You can hardly do anything while he's still in the pub.
Even public houses are private places. And if he decides not to visit the lavatory, we'll take him as he leaves. Ready?
Everything clean.
Any problems?
No, sir. Nobody in either of the toilets.
Who's with them?
Sergeant Bruce and Sergeant Christian. Sir?
What?
These people from PPO, couldn't Sergeant Bruce have a quiet word with them, get them off the premises? He knows Lewis.
And Lewis isn't that dim. If he sees a member of my squad in here, he'll rumble exactly what's going on. And nobody, apart from us, nobody is going to know that Peter Wolfe's alive until he gets in that witness box at the Bailey.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Half a bitter. You.
Yeah, why not?
2 halves a bitter.
Right.
Well?
Well, there's a door from the backyard into the ladies and another door next to it.
Which could be a way out from the back room.
Could be.
So if there is someone in there, they did see us come in.
They're either sitting behind the door nursing a saw off, or they're halfway up the M1 by now. I think I've looked.
What, Nick?
Now, don't be silly. Nobody kills policemen. Hey!
Everybody stop exactly where they are.
Like a man who never made mistakes, never made anything, right? There's plenty of other jobs about, you know. Hey, that pair of fellas they pulled, Pilger and Connolly, and they got some form. Look, what I say is if... Harry? Yeah, Phil Strong here. I've just had a memo in from the office. No, quite simple. No more crocodile skin handbags allowed on the premises. Yeah, that's right.
Look, why don't you and me go and find a nice, quiet